Hi, my name is Bill Pavlik, and I am the fitness program manager for Lake Forest Senior Community in Lake Forest, Illinois. And the presentation I'm about to put on is part of our Fitness Wisdom segment that we do a couple times a month at our community. And this one is going to focus on balance and fall prevention. Our objective in our fitness department and among our staff is to always inspire and to educate, to motivate, and to empower and guide our residents along their wellness journey. So let's begin. All right, let's start with what is balance. There's misconceptions around balance, but balance is an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and or steady. So we've heard the saying, she lost her balance before falling. But balance is about stability, equilibrium, and steadiness. How to execute balance, though, does take execution of skills and mindfulness, and we'll address that. So let's take a look at perception of balance. As we look at the 7 pictures, the perception of balance could be different for everybody. When I look at picture number 1, my question to you is, that boat balanced or not balanced? Well, it would depend. Picture number 2, the tightrope walker, is he balanced or is he not balanced? Picture number 3 of the skydivers, even though they are free falling, are they maintaining balance? Picture number 4 of the man sliding down the water slide. Is he balanced even though his body and momentum has taken him downwards? Is he balanced? Picture number 5 of the tennis player, fully stretched out with his eye so focused on the tennis ball with the intent to return it. Is he balanced? Picture number 6 of the gentleman practicing balance. At that moment, that snapshot of the picture, is he balanced or is he not balanced? And picture number 7 of the gentleman going down the water slide. Once again, his body weight is taking him forward, but is he in a state of balance? Before we answer those questions, we want to first talk about, when does balance start? Balance starts right when you're born. From the first month, your body is unconsciously trying to figure out and develop for its next stage of life experience. And usually we start on our back and we're looking at our toes and our feet and we're trying to roll over because there's something more to experience. And usually by the second month, we do roll over and the process keeps continuing on. There's something more we are driven to want to learn. By age 5 months, we become more comfortable on our backs, and that's usually the time when parents are strongly suggested to actually get us onto our stomachs, because other muscles and development needs to happen. Everything from core muscles to neck muscles to back muscles. And children are very uncomfortable in this stage. It's unfamiliar, it's a lot of work, and so they cry. But by the 7th month, you'll see babies struggling to try to get up on their knees and to move, and there's a lot of instability. So that by the 8th month, a lot of the muscles needed for sitting upright are starting to become developed. But the funny thing is, that's not enough for babies. They want more. So soon by the 9th month, they start to try to pull themselves up, furthering the building of strength, the building of balance, the building of control, with that drive to want to know what is next, to be stimulated and to have that next life experience. By the 10th month, babies have pulled themselves up and they are standing on their feet, but they need something to hold on to. And they feel comfortable and confident there, but there becomes a certain point where there's just a drive to want to know more, to want to do more. And that's when they start screaming for mommy or daddy to come help them, because haven't developed yet the ability to start walking. But as parents should do, they should challenge those kids to figure it out themselves. And by 12 months, they're walking. And even though it's unstable, they are walking. So what drives when we're small to want to keep pushing ourselves and challenging ourselves? And a lot of that has to do with the excitement of life. We are driven to want to know more, to experience more, and that's very exciting. And kids will do whatever they can for that next level of excitement. And we see it, whether it be kids roller skating, kids diving, kids biking. They're exploring their bodies, and within that process, they're having this amazing life experience that keeps driving them to do more. And unfortunately, well, I should say unfortunately, fortunately, they also will have mistakes. They're still learning how to use this machine, the human body, and they're going to have stumbles, and they're going to have bumbles, and they're going to fall, but they're driven to get back up and wipe off, the tears, and to keep trying again, because there's that next life experience that is driving them to work out of their comfort zone. And once again, it doesn't end through childhood. Through adulthood, we still strive to have that amazing life experience. And in order to do that, we have to stay active. We have to, keep doing the things that force our muscles to keep being reminded balance and stability and mobility. So what slows us down? What gets in the way as we age? Well, the first thing are injuries. As we move, there's risk. There's risk in movement, and the more we move and do things like, skydiving, or skiing, or biking, or rock climbing, there is a risk. And when we fall or we hurt ourselves, sometimes, it can be muscular, sometimes it could be fractures, it can be breaks. The body remembers that. The body remembers pain. And the one thing the body does not like is to experience pain, so it kind of figures out how not to do it again. And we keep going, though. And the other part is life. Sometimes we go through life, really, the only focus is us. So we can do all those things. We don't have something else other than us, in the sense of, usually when we start to get married or have kids, or, save money for college, there are other elements that are dependent on us. So we become a little bit more risk averse, and we have a tendency to be more careful and more cautious. Problem with that is sometimes we are starting to decline, and sometimes that can happen at the age of 30, 35, especially if we're not exercising enough, we're not hiking, we're not doing the things that keep us active, and we can start to get a quick decline. We want to try to focus on prevention, but we want to differentiate between lifespan, which is how long can I stay alive, and health span, how long can I stay healthy. So movement is really the key to not only staying healthy, but also not having as big of a challenge in the back years of our lives, say past 60, in things like balance and stability and all that kind of stuff. So what we need to do is reshift our whole mindset around balance. When we change our mindset and our expectations around balance, you are going to change that outcome. Balance is first thing. Balance is not about achieving stagnation. It's not about immobility. It's about balance is the management of movement. So even when someone's standing still, there's still movement. There's muscles that are twitching. There are nerves that are sending impulses. The heart is pumping. Blood is moving through us. There is movement. And so our goal is to shift our perspective. And once again, if we're looking to achieve a state of non-movement, then we're going to be disappointed, and we can't match that. That is not a reality. So we have to realize there is movement, and we have to learn now how to manage movement. When we were younger, our bodies just kind of took over and did it. Now we have to learn how to do this, which can be very exciting, because I always tell the people that we work with that you didn't come with an owner's manual on how to operate your body. And you get an opportunity now to learn how to operate your body like a machine. The other thing is gravity is a constant. Gravity doesn't care age, doesn't care gender, it doesn't care race, it doesn't care economic status, it doesn't care about your political affiliations, it doesn't care about your religion. It's going to do one thing, and that's push you down, and it is constant. And so we have to always be mindful that gravity is a part of the equation. so that when we are managing our movements, we're factoring that in versus hoping that gravity is going to take a nap while we're practicing our balance. And the last piece is change is a constant. We're changing, our environment is changing, our perceptions of things are changing. So if we factor in that the goal is to manage movement, gravity has to be a part of that formula, and change is constant, you're going to be much better equipped to start practicing improved balance techniques, because you are going to have a better sense of expectation. So when we look at athletes, athletes are usually kind of at the peak of their abilities. We're talking, years and years and years of practice. And as I look at the baseball player and the football player, fully extended, they are in a state of balance. They are in a state of managing their movement with an end objective. Balance is not relegated to athletes, though. Balance is not about age. Balance is about attitude, and balance is about practice. And so when we look at the gentleman to the right, he was on the cover of Life magazine sometime back in the 80s, Ivy Baldwin, and this picture was taken on his 82nd birthday. And at this moment, he was tightrope walking 125 feet up above ground. Now, that's pretty amazing. With that said, though, he made an agreement with his granddaughter that he wouldn't do his regular height off ground, which was 582 feet off ground. So nonetheless, this is not something he just picked up last minute. This is not something he said, well, because I'm 82, I can't do this. This was his 82nd birthday, and he had completed this walk 80 times within 40 years. So this is something he did on a regular basis. But I will guarantee you he trained, and he had a mindset of expectation. So what about you? What is the objective? Well, to stay active. I don't know if anybody is going to be training to be a tightrope walker, but there are day-to-day activities we enjoy doing, whether it be gardening, whether it be golf, whether it be playing with our friends, whether it be biking, whether it be just day-to-day activities around the house or helping other people with their activities. The body needs to stay active, and we reach this age pretty much past 50 that we have to be more intentional about how we're moving, and we have to apply strategies and techniques, and we have to continue to do these almost on a daily basis. So what's key here is success. Success only comes before work in the dictionary. It's going to require work, and the success will come in when you realize that you're maybe playing golf a little bit better, or you may have a trip or a stumble, which is normal, but your body's ability to recover because you've got the conditioning, you've got the experience, and you're mindful. The goal with continuing to do balance work is and to be able to do it well, we have to continue to maintain muscular strength. We need to do strength exercises, because building and maintaining your muscular strength is going to help with not just the strength and the tone, but it helps with stabilization. It will help protect your bones also from impact. So if you fall and you've got some good muscle on your hips, on your legs, on your shoulders, on your back, that muscle is going to absorb impact, and it's going to reduce the risk of fractures and breaks. Second thing is we do need to do cardiovascular exercise. We need to continue to pump that oxygenated rich blood from our heart into our brain, down to our feet, so that our bodies are conditioned for the output of effort, so that when we find ourselves in a state of stress, that we're able to still deliver that amount of oxygenated blood to the brain, so that the brain can tell the body what to do, and to the heart, so that the heart can continue to keep pumping that blood. We also need to do work on the agility, the mobility, and the balance work. This has to be constant. And it helps you to build skills like how to risk assess, how to navigate risk. If we keep reducing our experiences out in the world because of the risk, then we lose the skill of assessing risk and navigating risk. And the other thing, what most importantly, is consistency. Consistency is the key for that ongoing journey of wellness. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but it has to be consistent, at least in your practice. Practice doesn't have to be set aside only 15 minutes a day. You can practice throughout the day. Anything you do movement-wise in itself a form of practice. And so a day of being active really could be a day of practice. So with this is going to come also a 14-minute, what we call the Stall the Fall Balance Improvement Fundamentals Part 1. And these are the essentials. You need to really practice the essentials. My encouragement to you, my invitation is to take 30 days, get a calendar and mark off 30 days. And this takes 14 minutes a day. With this, you'll get a link to this fundamental part of this course. And without the fundamentals, it's really hard to progress forward. So I hope you take me up on the challenge. I hope you set aside 14 minutes a day. And why stop then? You may want to do it in the middle of the day and towards the end of the day. Maybe you want to do it before you're going to go out because you're going to go out golfing. You're going to meet some friends for dinner. You know, set the time aside. More is better. And if anything, it'll help reinforce what you already know. And it'll allow you to go a little bit deeper into the work. So then when I then pass on the part 2, you'll have these fundamentals ingrained. So happy wellness journey. And once again, please take the 30-day challenge.